first day of harvest. We started yesterday to dial in the combine, took a couple rows off one of the fields here at the home farm, but today we are headed to Nichols. So I am headed down with the truck right now, and then we've got my truck we took down there last night, and so I'm gonna meet Lane down there with his truck because he's got the service body on his, so if we break anything we can use his. Combine's still sitting here, so we will get everything moved to Nichols, or get this truck moved to Nichols, and then come back and get the combine, get the other truck whenever that gets unloaded with bean meal, and then we'll have everything that we need at Nichols. We moved the grain cart last night, so that is down there, and then we should be good to go. Alright, we made it to Nichols, so I'm going to back down in the little grassy area here, and we'll move the rest of the stuff around. Made it. Always something beeping at you. Alright, we're going to move the grain cart over to where we just parked that semi. That way, it's only two of us this morning. I'm trying to tip my truck. Alright, it's only two of us this morning, so we can get this moved out of the way, and then it'll be over where we need it for when the combine gets here. And then we'll come back and get my truck, and then we should be good to go. Go get the combine, then we can get started. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? Oh, 7:35. So I think by 10 o'clock or so we should be able to get something started, and it'll dry off a little bit too. So that'll be good. So we'll see what happens. Oh, on this tractor, the 3-point hitch likes to settle. So we learned that lesson the hard way. When you're running this thing, you gotta make sure that that thing is up all the way, because otherwise it'll catch the PTO and snap the PTO. And the PTOs are not cheap, so we don't want to do that. So I was just looking over here, it says 90%, so I can probably see if I can push that button and put it up a little more. Just make sure it stays up and out of the way. Alright, didn't take out any trees or power poles, so that's positive. Alright, so we made it back to the home farm. I got the other truck, and I am headed down to Nichols again with this truck. So we'll end up down there with both trucks, the grain cart, the combine, so we're pretty self-sufficient at that point. We're gonna get some stuff opened up this morning, and then I think Bruce is gonna come help us if we need the help, which we probably should. And we'll get some stuff opened up and see how it looks and goes, and then we'll kind of decide which direction we're gonna head from there. But this field is our biggest field, 175 acres, so we should be able to get it done in about 3 days at the pace we move. We only have 2 trucks right now. Well, we have 2 grain trailers. We sold the 3rd one because it always just sat around, and really the only time that we need it is right now for like 5 days of the year, and it really wasn't worth having sitting around for that, so we got rid of it. And so I think we can keep up with 2 trucks and the grain cart. So we'll need 2 drivers, 1 combine operator, and 1 grain cart operator. Our only hang up, and everything would go a lot smoother if we had a 1,000 bushel grain cart, but right now it's only 750 bushels. So like with 2 trucks, you'll have 750 on the cart, and the truck can haul 1,000. And so you'll have the truck will get there, the grain cart will be full, he'll put 750 bushels on the truck, and then the truck has to sit in the field while you wait for him to go back out and get another hopper to get you full. So that's kind of like where you lose your time. If the cart had 1,000 bushels on it, then you could just pull in, load the truck, tarp it, and go. But now you have to sit in the field for like 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes you can be on the road. We made it to Nichols. Got both trucks. Service truck. Combine's running. And we got the grain cart. We're at the end of the field. He's gonna cut a path so we can unload. There's a 6-row head, so you can't really, like with an 8-row, you can kind of cut over and load right next to it. We can kind of do that, but it's pretty tight with the 6-row head. So he's got to make a little room for us to work here, and then we'll be able to unload. Usually we'll unload on the go, but when you're trying to get a field opened up with a 6-row head, it makes it a little more difficult. Get this off, and then he'll start working around the edge, see how far he can get, and then whenever he gets full or close to full, he'll have to do the same thing. He can do it in 12 rows, so he'd only have to take another pass out beside the one he's doing, which is what we usually do. And we're calibrating the combine, maybe not on this load, but on the next one. So we'll have to make sure that we get everything empty, and then you can check your scale ticket against the weight that it says on the monitor, and then you'll change the weight on the monitor. Thought he was coming back, but I think he just hit something on these edges. Hit some weeds. Weeds and grass on the edges are kind of a problem, and sometimes we'll go in with the mower and mow around it, which we will do when we get done with this field. I mean, we can do that at any point now, but it's just hard to do when the crop is in here because the trees are so close and it's hard to get all the way around. So you end up with this weeds, and there's a tree right there, and so when the crop is in, it's hard to get around, but now that we've got it out, we'll be able to come down in here with the mower, just mow back a pass or 2 if you can get to it. That way next year it won't be as bad. they came out with this feature that you can call remote view. You can see it on your phone, so it tells me what he's doing. So right now, that was just 215 bushel corn. It'll tell me what he's doing. We don't have it completely calibrated yet, but we'll get it calibrated with these first two trucks, and then I'll be able to look. So most of the time I'm not in here. Most of the time I'm driving truck because I have to go back and check the dryer. So I'll be able to get on here when I'm at the home farm or wherever in between and check what he's doing, and so it gives me his instant yield, his average yield, field yield, your field pounds, field bushels, field acres remaining. So we have 170 acres left in this field. I think somewhere on here it'll tell you how much time you have left. I gotta dig into the settings a little bit. Load moisture 27%, so let's see. It's pretty cool. So that'll be helpful because when we get down to the end and we're this far away from home, about 20 miles, it's always a few phone calls back and forth to figure out and then kind of guess, calculate, off your yield monitor how much you have left. And so this one knows how many acres we planted, and it'll be able to tell us how much we have left, or a pretty good estimate. So that'll be nice when we get down to the end of the field. I made it back to the home farm with the first load from Nichols, so that's good. We're waiting to get probed right now. Alright, got the green light. We are good to go. We're gonna find out. Yep, I can make it. So this right here is the wet corn bin. Goes in or out through here into the conveyor and into the dryer. We'll wait for another load before we start this up. So it goes in here, up the leg, and then down there into the wet bin, and then from there go into the dryer, and then it'll dry, go out the back of the dryer with an auger, up the leg and into one of those 3 bins over there. We're headed back to the home farm with a loaded truck. My battery died. And then on the tractor, the PTO was causing problems. So like the bolts stripped out, and then the PTO part that goes into the tractor actually comes out of the tractor, which is a bit of a problem. So we got that straightened out. We stole the PTO off the other tractor, the one for cover crop. So they're thankfully got a full truck headed back to the home farm. And so this one we're going to use to calibrate the yield monitor, see where we're at. That first load was 21%, which is drier than the monitor was saying. The monitor was saying 27%, and then we have a little moisture checker, and it was saying 17%. And then when I got back to the home farm, it was saying 21%. So we're confident in the home farm one, but we'll just have to take a few more probes throughout the truck this time just to make sure that that's accurate. And then we'll send the ticket to Lane, who's operating the combine, and then he can recalibrate his yield monitor so our moisture is right. And then your yield is also influenced by moisture, so we just want to make sure that's all right so we have accurate numbers. Made it back to the home farm. Made it back to Nichols. He's making pretty good progress down here. We've got about 20 acres done at this point. The truck in front of me still has a little bit left to go, so I'm gonna wait for one more hopper off the combine and then see where he's at. Always make sure your hoppers are closed. Hoppers aren't closed, and then start dumping with the grain cart. And then you have corn on the ground, and then you get to use a scoop shovel to clean it up. 3 o'clock, finally made it back for lunch. Been sitting there for a little bit, but today we got the Subway, which is a bit of a challenge to eat on the road. So I think I'm going to try and eat as much of it as I can. Sitting here. Well, you know what happens next. We're headed to Nichols. Made it back to Nichols. I'm gonna move this truck because it's about to be loaded and it's a little bit of a pull. Grain cart's coming.